We're in this half hour. We are catching up with folks I spoke to back in December, when we then focused on how the pandemic was affecting those in addiction recovery, especially over the holidays. Here we are now, 6 to 7 months later, and one of the men I spoke to then had a relapse. Rob was a charismatic man willing to talk about his recovery from opiates. He was in grad school, looking to graduate with a degree in clinical therapy with hopes of opening his own practice. A dream cut short only a few weeks ago when he relapsed. People who knew him were and are devastated, especially the man who led the effort to help Rob in his recovery. Last time we spoke about a series of interviews was right around Christmas time. Reached out to you a couple of weeks ago, and you let me know that summer holidays can be just as dangerous for people in recovery as the Christmas, the New Year's, and whatnot. I guess I didn't realize that. And why is that?
Well, this year I can talk about this year. One of the big struggles that I think people are facing are that everything's been closed down, and now things are really starting to open up. So not only are people getting out and congregating again with very little restrictions, that the weather plays a big component, especially for alcoholics, and getting back into the swing of life puts a lot of extra barriers in place and a lot of extra triggers. Beautiful weather, we think of, a glass of wine or a beer on the patio.
No big deal, right?
Right, no big deal. So right now, what I try to really talk to the folks about is being connected during these holidays, having your plan of what you're going to do when you run into family members that don't really understand addiction much, but they're drinking pretty freely around you, and how are you handling that? So we talk a lot about that, having a plan, and just the fact that just the simple fact of Monday being the 5th of July being a holiday for a lot of people extends the weekend. So how do we shrink the weekend up? We have to take it in little segments and getting through one day and not setting it up as a big celebration.
Reaching out, admitting that you need help and that you need support is the hardest step. You make it very accessible. If I were to come here for the first time ever, those fears are very real. How do you help me feel a little bit more at ease and to say, we're here to help you and not judge you?
Right. The first thing that I would do is try to build a little rapport with them and let them walk out the door with a little more hope than they walked in. Now that can be a million different things. Sometimes it's a brochure, it's a pamphlet, but to get them to start thinking a little bit about consequences and thinking a little bit about getting into recovery. So we're just trying to move them into the next level of acceptance of what do you want to do about it? So you made it in the door. Let's give you some tools and some resources so then you can follow up on those. I will never let somebody walk out without that kind of hope. I think it's just giving hope at that point and then giving them different resources and an opportunity to either get started or an opportunity to plant some seeds. I think we're seed planters at that point in time, and hopefully they come to accept the fact that I'm here, let's take the next step. Because a lot of people they're shopping at that point.
And one of the things when I talk to people who do struggle with any kind of addiction, but drinking especially, their biggest fear in their head, I'll never be able to drink again.
Right.
I'll never be able to have a social drink. And that is a fear that keeps a lot of people from stopping.
Right. And that's a very fair question. I hear it all the time, and that's why I break things down very simply. It's today. If you start thinking about what's going to happen in the future, and you start thinking about when I get off probation, when I get my kids back, when one day I'm going to be able to drink again, it's a self-defeating attitude. We talk about today. What can you do today to better your life? What can you do today to have a little bit more personal responsibility in your life? How do you just stay sober today? So we try to really just kind of get it down to basics. Let's just work on today. The rest of it, what I've found is that if people add their 24 hours a day up over time, they will get to the point down the road where drinking is not a viable option anymore. They enjoy their recovery a lot, and they don't want to give that away.
Continuing now with my recent conversation with Tim Volz, the Executive Director of Recovery is Happening in Rochester. I reached out to Tim after receiving an email about the accidental overdose death of one of his clients who had been in recovery for months. The fentanyl-laced street drugs are claiming so many lives, and the dangers are worse than ever.
You get close to them, and when you lose one, how hard that must be. Tell me about Rob. What happened?
Well, Rob was somebody that I worked with for the better part of 3 years. I saw him do extremely well with accountability, and he was running one of my alumni groups and had 20 or 21 months of sobriety. And
You get close. It's not just work. These people become friends, and they become important.
well, you invest so much in them,
Yeah.
and they in turn invest so much back into the program. It's hard not to have emotions when you see people do extremely well. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel rewarded. That's what fills my cup, is just seeing people succeed. And it happened so suddenly and so shockingly. I was in the office working on Memorial Day and got the call from from somebody at Doc's that had found him and said that his parents wanted to see me. And I said, why? And the person on the phone said that he was gone. And I got to go there and stand around a bunch of other people feeling very uncomfortable, not knowing what to say. And then to see him come out in the body bag was difficult for everybody. It was just really, really hard.
He didn't want to die. This was not an intentional attempt to end his life.
No, it appears to be a one-time use, and it appears to be heroin laced with fentanyl, and that's the new danger going around. Or there's pills and that have fentanyl in them, and there's heroin that is being laced with fentanyl. Marijuana, and there's always going to be something new that's going to come onto the scene and really hit hard. And this stuff,
But this stuff is killing people more than any other anything in the past.
Yes, and with Rob's case, and this is something I think is very, very important, when somebody has a period of sobriety, and whether it's 21 months or even 30 days in an inpatient treatment center, and they go back to their drug of choice, it usually only takes one time when it comes to heroin, because you're taking in more than your body is used to having. You've lost that tolerance, and it's usually, and I hate to say this, it's one and done. And I've seen it happen, and it's happened to a lot of people. I've been working with heroin addicts for the last 12 years, and sadly enough, this is a very unique situation when you're working with heroin addicts. It's alcoholics. It's the slow, insidious, miserable type of progression. But with heroin addicts, once they get clean, it's one and done. Many, many times, and it's really sad because the suddenness of it was what really took me. I had so much shock for the first couple of days. And then, fast forward to the funeral the following week, I think was such an amazing celebration. Everybody got a chance to kind of get their bearings again. But what a horrible loss for the community. Somebody that was taking graduate classes at Hazelden. He was going to be finishing up. He wanted to intern with me. He wanted to give back. And he was going to be very, very good at what he did, because not only did he have the education, he also had the life experience. And when you add those two together, you can build rapport with people like no one else.
I do want to touch on the positive, because we don't want to just dwell on the negative. So much about this is negative. The ones who we're talking to in this series this time around are here by choice. That is not always the case.
I love working with everybody, but I really, really wanted to have a group where it was mostly internally motivated people that just really want this, because they're just there's already a sense in there that of surrender and acceptance. We learn from some of their struggles, and we really celebrate and accentuate their victories. Every day that an addict or alcoholic stays clean is a miracle. And I just said that in my group today, is you're all miracles. So if you're struggling with your identity, just understand that you're a miracle, because look at the things that you used to do and what you lost, and today you're sitting here of your own free will, trying to get better. We're all trying to get better one day at a time. So there's a lot of, it's glass half full. that's how you stay in recovery, is just being grateful and keeping the glass half full. And I think you've got a lot of folks today that are excited, anxious, but they're glass half full people, and the world needs more of those.